Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Gemma. I own Handmade Jems, and today we're going to be focusing on market tips. Now, if you have been thinking about starting markets, branching out into markets from online, all sorts of things, you are in the right place, and I have decided to do an updated market tip video. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I do have another video or a few other videos on markets and market tips, behind the scenes, etc. on this channel, so definitely check them out. I'll link them up here. So hopefully it helps, and we'll get into the video. Now, by no means do I know everything about markets. There is definitely a lot of growth. I have come a long way, and I definitely do have a long way to go. But through my time of doing markets, it's been over 5 years now doing them, I have definitely learnt a lot of things along the way, made a lot of mistakes, and also have a lot of room for growth still. So that's why I kind of wanted to put it in a video and share it with you guys, so that hopefully it then helps you in terms of starting your own market stall, branching out into markets from online work, etc. The first tip I have for you is to make sure that you are choosing the right market and doing your research. This is really important because there are so many markets out there. We have weekend markets, there is night markets, Christmas markets, festivals, fates, all sorts of things. And depending on where you are, there could be more or less. So it's really important to work out what markets are going to suit your business in particular. So my business in particular is looking at self-care. Used to be more tailored towards the scrunchies and the hair, accessories, etc. But I have now decided to move it towards that self-care sort of venture. So my markets now that I'm trying to do have a different niche compared to what I originally did when I started markets 5 years ago. So when I first started markets, I was looking at finding ones that had lots of kids, because I wanted to try and sell my scrunchies, and kids were a really good niche to try and target, not just kids but maybe sporting groups, dance studios, all sorts of places that could come and find my bright accessories and have a need for them and like them. Now since then I have moved more towards not so much really bright colors. I'm more in that self-care sort of era, I guess you'd say it is, for my business. So now I'm tailoring towards heat packs and my eye pillows, the wellness mists. I'm trying to find my sort of age group. So the 20s, the 30s, that seems to be my niche at the moment. Now, yes, I do still want to target those kids, etc. with some of the scrunchies and some of the accessories I still have, but I'm more moving up to that older sort of age group, so the young adult sort of age group. Now with that, young adults aren't going to be always going to a school fete to go and buy a heat pack. They're not going to be going to the local farmers market to go and buy a heat pack. So you really need to do your research into what items you want to sell, what items or what niche you're trying to sell to, so what your target audience is, and also work out what the target audience of that market is in particular. I know in Australia and Victoria in particular, we have a lot of markets. There's craft markets, there's farmers markets, and there's individual ones as well. Not all of them will have the same outcome. Markets are very unpredictable. You could have amazing sales one day and then terrible sales the next at the exact same market. It's really hard to predict, but you can predict the type of people that are going to the market. For instance, if you were going and doing some research at a market that is in the city or in more wealthy areas, you would expect people to spend a bit more money. And that's why a lot of things in shops near the city and near your wealthier areas tend to be a bit more expensive, because they have targeted their niche a bit more and they have understood that target market. My second tip for you is to perfect your display. Presentation is everything. A clean, well-organized stall is going to be so much better than having an overwhelmingly messy stall. What I mean by this is having lots of height in your stall. So when I look back at photos from when I started markets, they didn't really have much height. It was very messy, it was very dark, it didn't really have any brand colors, any branding, etc. And it was really hard to tell what I was selling, who I was, what was different about me compared to other businesses like me. So it didn't really come across to attract people to come over. Whereas now I look back and I look at my most recent markets where I have my banner, like the one behind me. You've got your brand colors, you've got different heights, you've got light colors. So I have white and the lightish blue that I have in my branding. They are the colors that I use, as well along with timber or pine, to lighten up my stall. And I find that the light colors really help. I personally, when I go to markets, I'm more attracted to go into stalls that have color, have their branding easy, and also have their prices easy to read. But I'm also attracted to stalls that are welcoming. So having a correct setup as well is really key in terms of inviting people and having people come to your stall. Using boxes to level things up, using displays, you can get acrylic stands, you can have your scrunchy boards, you can have all sorts of things to level up the display. And a good example of this is I have crates that I literally just got from Kmart, and then I have this wooden plank that I got from Bunnings. I sit the wooden plank on top of these crates, and that gives me 2 levels on my table. I can put anything on these levels. I tend to put my heat packs on the top, but I could put my gift packs, I could put my pillowcases, I could really put anything. And you can use that with any sort of business as well. I know lots of businesses out there have different levels, especially with wooden accessories. That is really popular. There's lots of out there. So definitely levels and height is everything, but making sure it's nice and clean and organized. There's no worse thing than walking into a stall and just being so confused about what is happening. Having the person look really frazzled and just having everything everywhere. You need it to be nice and clean and easy to understand what you're selling, what the price is, what's happening, etc. So make sure your products are easy to touch, they're easy to see. There is also interactive displays so that people can engage with it. A good example is this, is something that I haven't really done at markets because I keep forgetting, but with my heat packs, I make them with lupins. A lot of people have no idea what lupins are. So my next market, my aim is to have a jar of lupins with an explanation of what they are. They can pick them up, they can shake it, they can understand, oh cool, that is what is in the heat pack. Oh awesome, I'll go and buy one. So it's kind of giving people education and understanding a bit behind the products as well. I know not all products you can do that with, but there's definitely having stories and having accessible sort of engaging parts, whether it's touch, feel, smell of the store. If you sell food or tea, having samples that they can smell or taste is going to really draw people into the store. Leaning kind of on towards what I was saying is clear pricing. Now this is something that feels like it should be such a basic thing for everybody, but you would actually be surprised with the amount of people who do not have clear pricing on their products. Now I'm not saying you have to put your pricing on every single item. I know I personally don't do that. What I do now is I have these little boards. Now this is one that hasn't been painted, but they are just like circle pine boards that I have painted. So this one isn't painted, but the ones that I use are painted, and then I either write or I have used my Cricut to put the price of the product on there. I'll then put that wherever the product, that is just showing the clear pricing. I also do it in my brand colors as well, so it stands out against the pine or the white tablecloth, so people know clearly when they're looking at it, they know exactly what price it is. You will still definitely have people that will come up and be like, oh, how much is this? Even though it says it right next to you. That happens all the time. But having clear pricing will make sure it's nice and inviting for people to come and to have a look without actually feeling the need to ask you how much it is, because that could be the difference between getting a sale and not getting a sale. I did used to use pegboards and the like memo boards that you can get, and these are great. I still do have them. A lot of places do use them and I think they're great, but from the years of doing markets, I've learned that having pricing down below the table, so having it kind of at foot level, is not really going to help at all. You need the pricing near your products. Having pricing accessible for both you and the customer is the best thing. Tip number 4 is to offer a smooth shopping experience. Customers love convenience, so make sure you make it easy for them to buy. Have market deals. It's like 2 for the price of 1, or buy 1 get 1 free. Make sure you have things easy to bulk buy and accept different payment methods. It's really important to make sure you not only take cash, but you take card as well. Things like the Square Reader. You can use apps on your phone now. Make it really easy to take payments nice and smoothly. A quick checkout process means a happy customer. So if you can make it nice and easy, less fiddling around, making sure your square reader's on, making sure you've got enough change, all those sort of things will really make a big impact. Promote your market stall before, during and after. So you can't just rely on the foot traffic. You need to make sure that you're trying to promote to bring people in to attending the market as well. So that is posting sneak peeks on the social media, posting specific deals that you might have to offer, new products that you might have to offer that are just market only products at the moment and aren't online yet. All those sort of things will help to draw people in and attend the market. You can let them know what other stalls are there on the day. So if you do a little video on your story showing the different stalls that are to offer, having a behind the scenes sort of prep as well. So behind the scenes videos are really popular, but it's not only about the promotion before and during the market, it's actually about the promotion afterwards. So sending a thank you to your customers for attending, putting on your social media a big thank you for coming to the market, because then they will be more likely to shop because you have become a nice personal brand for them to connect to, so that they have seen you in person at the stall, but then they can go online and still know that it's still you that is behind the brand. People love personal brands, so if you can work out a way to connect with them through markets especially, it is amazing. The sixth tip I have for you is engage with customers. Now, markets aren't all about selling, they're about building connections as well. So make sure you greet people warmly, talk about your products with passion, make them know that you have handmade them, give them a bit of background into the product, but don't become too pushy. So I always kind of do the thing of you stand up, you say, hi, how are you today? And just greet them and kind of suss out their vibe. If they're not really wanting to talk, that is okay. Not all people want to talk, and that is completely fine. If they're looking at the stall and they're in your stall for a few minutes or so, go over to them or talk to them a little bit and explain a bit into what they're looking at. For instance, with the lupins, another example is if they're looking at the heat packs and kind of a bit interested in the heat packs, eye pillows, hand warmers, etc., I will then go and say, oh, they're actually made with lupins. Do you know what lupins are? If they're looking at my scrunchies, I will go over to the scrunchies and talk about that, and I'll say, hey, I actually make the scrunchies a little bit different to normal. They're made using this. So it's giving some education behind your product, and it's engaging with them so that they understand that you have made it. You have put a lot of effort behind it. Even if the person doesn't buy at the day, they could take a business card, or they could take that mental note that, oh, remember that business that I saw? They sold heat packs. My friend needs a heat pack. Or that would be a good gift. Or they might even go home that evening. They might not have been confident enough to buy from you on the day, but they still will have your brand in the back of their mind. So they might go on your website, check out your social media, check out your videos, whatever you've got on there, and they might then eventually become a customer. The seventh tip I have is to prepare for all situations. This may sound really dramatic, but markets can be so unpredictable. The weather is a very big impact, so you could have a really rainy day, a really hot day, a really windy day, etc., and they can really impact the market stall. So making sure you're preparing for those instances. Bringing a jumper, bringing water bottle, bringing snacks, bringing things to keep you entertained as well. You will have slow periods in a market, so you want to have something to do so that you don't get bored. So ensuring you have your market essentials to help with that as well. These market essentials could be things like a charger for your phone, a charger for your square reader, some snacks, scissors, tape, could be extra price tags, it could be headphones, it could be a blanket, it could be anything. Making sure you have those essentials to take to your market to ensure that you're prepared for any possible situation. Make your brand unforgettable. Now, you don't need to be a big brand to be unforgettable. You could be the tiniest brand possible, but could have the most amazing packaging or the most memorable experience for the customer. This could be anything from your branding, so your banners, it could be the colors that you've used, it could be the set out that makes it a little bit different, it could be the deals that you had, it could even be a little thing such as a thank you card or a business card in every bag, a stamp on the bag, making sure it's unforgettable and it is branded to you. If you're putting your products in brown paper bags, make sure you have a sticker or a stamp on them. Making sure you have somewhere to say thank you to the customer, but also for them to connect later on. So it could be a QR code as well on the products or on the business card, so that they can then go and follow, keep up to date, see us at future markets, and then go and purchase more product. Markets are a beautiful place to make lots of connections. I know I personally have some really amazing market friends that I have met at markets in the past and I see at many markets, and I feel like I have such a good community in small business now because of it. Small businesses especially can feel very isolated, especially if you're a sole trader. You're working for yourself, by yourself. You don't have employees, you don't have a team, so it can get really lonely at times. I know I don't do my business full time, but if I did, I know I personally would struggle if I didn't have my small business connections and my friends. So making sure you're networking because you are like-minded people. You are all there for the same reason, because you are passionate about your business and about your sales and about what you create and what you sell. So connect with people. It doesn't have to be the same market or the same niche as what you are selling. It's really good to just be friendly to your fellow stallholders, and you never know, there might be some amazing opportunities there. Lucky number 10 is kind of like a duo sort of tip, and it's to optimize your store layout, but also do it in a way that you can pack smarter. So when it comes to packing for a market stall, you want to ensure you have as much product as possible, but you want to ensure you do this in a way that you pack condensely. So I use boxes that you can get from Kmart, Officeworks, all sorts of places, just tubs that I will put in my product, and then I'll stack them up, and they're nice and easy to fit in my car. Another popular idea is having a beach trolley. I'll put a photo of what that is on the screen, but these are a lifesaver, especially for a lot of markets where you can't drive your car in and you have to unload and drop off the stuff after. So it means that you're not carrying a whole heap of boxes back and forth, and you can lug a little bit more than you would if you were carrying them. I definitely suggest invest in a beach trolley if you haven't already. But when it comes to optimizing your store layout, it is really important to work out what layout works best for you. I started off my market by doing a U shape, and this was a U shape where I was in the center and it was around the stall. But then I decided to flip it and have the U shape so that when people come in, they will walk into the U. Now it's a little different. It's more like an L shape, because sometimes the U shape can feel like they're being a bit trapped in the stall. So it's a lot of trial and error. So just optimizing that stall layout and seeing what works best for you. Not all products will suit the U shape. Not all products will suit the L shape. Not all products will suit just one table. So maximizing the space you have. Normally stalls are 3x3 if they're an outdoor stall. You can get indoor stalls and smaller stalls, but 3x3 is your average. And your best sellers at the front, having the things that may be cheaper or have your bundle deals at the front, so they are the first things that people see. They then will move into the store and realize that you have all of these other amazing products to offer. Keep track of expenses. Use something like a tally sheet or a POS app. I personally use Square, and I have all of my products in there so that I can just select them and it will calculate it all for me. Having something like this will help track our expenses, and then it will also be able to be used to look at if the market was beneficial, to see how much profit you made, and then compare that to market fees, material fees, any profit margins, so that you can better use that for booking other markets and attending other markets in the future. My 12th and final tip of the day is to just enjoy market. It's all about brand awareness. Even if your sales aren't perfect, every market gives you a chance to connect with potential customers, refine your business skills, and then make further improvements into your next market. So those are my 12 market tips for 2025. I really hope they make you more confident in going ahead, booking your first market, and looking into attending more markets and going to market stores. I really love them, and I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this video and find it beneficial. Subscribe for more small business tips and behind the scenes videos. But in the meantime, let me know what your biggest market challenge is down below in the comments. Thank you for joining, and stay gorgeous.